Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone. I'm Leo Brown, and we are here doing another Psychic's Perspective. Today's perspective is on actor, singer, and activist Jussie Smollett. As we know, Jussie has been in and out of the headlines for a number of reasons. I will not go into them because that's not what this video is about. It's about what spirit and the inconsistency for him and for his future endeavors. If you want that kind of video, then I would suggest you go to a video that talks about, you know, uh, what he's been through recently as of late. One of the reasons why I actually wanted to do Jussie Smollett was because a very, very good friend of mine actually suggested it and was like, I think you should do him. I think you and he have a lot in common. And, also it is National Pride Month. I was going to say coming out month, coming out month. But it's Pride Month, and I wanted to feature a gay artist. And say what you will about Mr. Smollett, I think he has done a lot for the gay black male community. A lot in terms of like grassroots and activism work, from what I know. And I think despite his misgivings and personal issues, I think deep down there's a good person there. So, but we'll see. We'll look deeper into it and see where we get. Now, before I get started, I'm going to say that I am human first. I am not 100% anything. I'm definitely not 100% accurate. And also, if you would like a reading or a coaching session with me, you're more than welcome to hit up my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, I'm going to ask that my ancestors, my spirits, my guides, they help me, they hold me up. They hold Mr. Smollett up as I do this reading, as I ground my energy, ground myself. And we'll see what we get from Mr. Smollett and his life, his endeavors. I send him lots of love, lots of growth, and lots of hope. Okay, so I'm slowly stop. All right. So it's funny, even though I haven't even pulled a card yet, what I get around me immediately is I get someone who is in crisis. I get someone who I get a lot of chaos, and I get 3 C's: crisis, chaos, confusion. So what that's telling me is that he knows what he's done, but not the severity of what he's done, like how it's really going to impact not him, but just people around him, not just him, and not just his career. This is really hitting him on a really big scale. I get a lot to do with emotional maybe issues or emotional instability. I also think about a lot to do with mental issues as well. Almost like bipolar disorder or like manic depressive, somewhere in there. Like I get a lot to do with that as well. I'm going to pull a card, see what we get. So we have the Hangman in reverse. So what this is telling me is that right now things are changing for him, but it's slow. Things are, really, really, unraveling, but it's a slow unravel. And a lot of it is more so, it's not just the public, it's even the way he looks at himself. And Mr. Smollett, I'm going to talk directly to you now. First of all, it's an honor for me to do this. I hope that you receive what I have to say. And I hope that someone in your camp, if you don't receive it, I hope someone in your camp receives it, because I'm not coming here with any intention of malice. I'm coming here with the intention to heal and to help as best I can. I know you don't know me, I don't know you, but I am speaking directly to you. So what I get around you right now is that things are unraveling for you, but it's a slow unravel. And it's like you haven't realized everything you've done just yet. It hasn't hit you yet. I get the number 2 either within the next 2 months or in the next 2 years or so. Things are really going to start to like really kind of knock at your door, and you're going to get it. Because I kind of get around you right now, maybe a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of, I get someone who feels untouchable. And I don't think you mean to feel this way. Honestly, I don't think it's you. I think it's more so people around you. And they're just egging it, they're bringing it out of you, honestly. I'm going to pull another card. Okay. So we now have the world. So the world is a card of completion. The world is a card of attachment. The world is a card where everything kind of comes together. So what this is telling me is that in your life right now, even though what has happened or what has transpired in your world has been quote unquote negative, in a sense, it's been good because it's really made you really look at yourself. It's made you look in the mirror. And I get a lot to do with your family, either like your family coming to your aid or like people around you that really give a damn about you are coming to you now and reaching out to you now. And it's not about Jussie Smollett, the actor or the singer or the activist. It's about Jussie, just Jussie, the person. I also pick up, I would say the next year, maybe 3 years from now, I see you writing. I pick up you writing, either you writing a book or you really becoming transparent and talking about the things you've done and why you've done them. I also get a stint, and I could be wrong in this, and I'm gonna, Mrs. Smollett, I apologize, but I get you doing some sort of rehabilitation, not rehab like a Betty Ford, but like a promises, kind of like a resort. Like you go into someplace where you can kind of really um, get to know yourself. And the world is also about that too. You really getting to know you, putting the pieces together within yourself and balancing yourself out and learning that it's okay to be, you can be, how do I put it? You don't have to wear a mask. You can show your vulnerability. You can show, listen, I've got issues. I'm not perfect. That kind of thing. So I'm picking that up a lot as well. I feel like right now the energy around you, Mr. Smollett, is very heavy. You don't show it, but this really has taken an emotional toll on you. I want to say there's a brother and a sister. I don't know if this is your sister's journey, but I feel like your sister's journey, and maybe it may be your sister's journey because I see one with like a lion's mane kind of hair. And then I get a brother, and they're both in the back. They're like behind you, and what they're telling me is, we support you in this, but at the same time, we're not going to push you. We're going to basically be here if you need. Like if you need us, we're here for you, but we're not going to push you to get right with yourself. That's your job. So that's what I get with that. Okay. Let's pull a couple more cards. Right. Okay. Okay. So the next card I got was the Five of Wands. And what this is telling me is that, and it kind of goes along, it actually makes sense, because if you have the world and the Five of Wands together, what this is telling me is that in order for you to complete yourself, you have to face your demons. You have to face your issues. You have to face what's holding you back. But do it one at a time. Like, because I'm seeing you, and I said, and I say this with, I'm being honest. I see you going into this, going into healing, but with a very like, okay, this isn't gonna be easy. This is gonna be simple. This is gonna be, I'll get this over with in 30, 60, 90 days, bam, and then coming back into the world, and it's too much too soon, and you realize you haven't faced your issues. Because I do get, and I'm gonna be honest, I do get, for me, I get a mix of chemical dependency along with I shouldn't say, well, because forgive me, I'm trying to think of the right wording. I get prescription dependency, excuse me, and I also pick up narcotic dependency. I pick up a mix of both, as well as a chemical imbalance. Because what I'm also seeing around you is that there are moments where you're so high and you're so up and you're ready to do the work and you're just ready to do it and you really want to change the world. I feel you got into the business in the beginning to be an actor. But then what I also get around you is that, especially when you were in your, I want to say your late teens, you saw stuff, and it really shaped how you how you looked, and how you still look at the world. I kind of get like 16 to 18, like a lot of life changing stuff happened around that time in your life. And what I pick up around you is that that's what really is like, I want to be an activist. That's what really forced you to kind of look at things from a more realistic perspective. Um, and that's why you're in the business you're in now. You like what you do, don't get me wrong. But I also get around you that it's like, I want to do more. I want to change the world. That's why I got into this. Yeah, in the beginning, I got into it because it was nice and it was a family thing and I was cute. But now I see the bigger picture. And what I'm getting is that with you healing yourself, because I really feel like you're on a journey of healing, with you healing yourself, you're going to have to face a lot of the issues that have been plaguing you since you were young. Since, I keep hearing 17, or seeing 17, 17, 17. You really going to have to heal those issues and really work on them. And you cannot rush this. You can't rush it. You have to really deal with it, or it's going to continue to deal with you. Because I do pick up that since I keep seeing your teens, you've been a teenager, you've dealt with some imbalances, you've dealt with some emotional issues, you've dealt with a lot of things that people don't know. People only know what they see. You see? And I get that this whole situation that you've gone through, it's been really difficult on you. Though you try to not show it, it's been hard on you. And I feel like, especially with family, I keep getting family involved in this. Family, friends. I feel like you're thinking about like people that I keep picking up like a grandmother, people that have passed, people that you looked up to, and you're thinking, what would they think of me now? With me being in this situation. So there's a lot. This is more than just Empire and Lee Daniels, and it's deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than what we think, than what we as the consumer or the viewer or whatever knows. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put one more. Okay. So this is affecting your career, but it's not. It's affecting your career in terms of what people say. That's true. You being in the headlines. But also, the main thing that I'm getting that's challenging for you is more so the money factor. And also not just money, but career growth. What I get around Jussie and Mrs. Smollett, please correct me if I'm wrong. You can tweet me if you want. I don't mind. But what I get around you, Mrs. Smollett, is that this was more than just about I wanted a raise. This was about you wanted to be heard. You wanted a sense of, dare I say, a sense of power a little bit, and even a sense of entitlement in this. And it was deeper than Empire because you wanted to expand, and you felt that you were working hard. You were along with other people, you were the breakout. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, that happens. We'll go with it. It's just spirit doing this thing. Okay. All right, and we're back. So, because like I said, his energy it's really heavy. I'm not gonna lie. This reading, actually, I have to say it's kind of hard to get through because I feel a sense of, I feel like a mix of sadness and anger in this, and a good deal of regret too. Like I don't know why. I just feel like there's a lot going on. Okay, so like I was saying, this is more than just about money, though that was part of it. But I also get that a lot of this was about the fact that you just wanted to expand. You wanted to spread your wings, not just as an actor, but I get production, I get directing, I get writing, I get. You wanted to really prove to yourself that you could do more, that you could be more than just Jamal from Empire, and it instead of you using the right methods of communication, you went about it the wrong way. And now, because of that, because of what has happened, you are now having to face yourself and having to face your issues and having to really deal with it. And I also get that though I see you like really doing your healing, but I also see you kind of jumping into it feet first. I also see you kind of trying to talk your way out of it or trying not to like really deal with it the way you should. But what I'm getting is Seven of Swords. You need to talk about it. This is why I say I see you writing a book eventually, because I'm seeing you talk about it and open up and tell the truth, tell your truth. And I also think in the end, it's going to make you more aware of not only who you are, hence the moon card, but also those around you. I actually see you in the next 2 to 4 years or so, really cleaning out your camp, really looking at people with a fine tooth comb. I see you singing. I do feel like you're going to bounce back, probably not as big as you once were, but you are going to bounce back. But you're really going to have to do a lot of work to regain people's trust and also to trust yourself that you're making the right decisions with the people that you're around, that you bring around you and bring back into your life. And I also pick up there's somebody in your world now. I don't know if they're a boyfriend or if they are someone that you deeply care about. I get a man who is a darker complexion. I get someone who really wants you to win, and they really are on your team. And though they may not, excuse me, though they may not say it, they really feel bad about this whole thing. Not just this, but they've seen the signs for a while because this was just the tip. You've been dealing with issues for a minute. For me, I keep getting like your teen years. I don't know what happened when you were 17, 16, 17, 16, 17, but you've been dealing with a lot, or 17 years. You've been dealing with a lot of things. And, ooh, sorry, y'all. Ooh, my nose. Um, okay. You've been dealing with a lot, um, and it's now coming home. And I'm also getting, maybe what I'm also picking up is your struggle with addiction has been maybe going on for that long. So, but it's a lot. Okay, my nose will not stop itching. That's all right. We'll just go with it. Okay. But Mr. Smollett, I do pick up that you are going to do well in this, but it's going to be hard and it will not be easy, but it will be worth it because I feel like you're going to end up having a much broader and bigger story to tell, and it will help a lot of gay men, in particular young gay men, youth, which I feel like is what you want to do anyway. I honestly think that you're going to end up, what I'm picking up is I see you actually taking maybe a break from acting. Okay, my nose will not stop itching. You're going to end up taking a break from acting. I swear, my nose was not itching before I cut on this camera. But you're going to end up taking like a mini break from acting. I'm seeing you write. I'm hearing you speak. And really like motivational speaking and telling your story and just being frank to anyone who will listen to you. So it's definitely going to be right now. What I pick up is a lot of damage control, but what I'm getting is that eventually it's going to be being like, you know what, enough of this prissy PR shit. Let me just get real with it and just tell my truth. And it will not be easy, but it will be worth it. So that's all I have to say on that. That was my reading from Mr. Jussie Smollett. If Mr. Smollett, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you ever see this, if anyone or anyone you know sees this, please let me know how you enjoyed it. For those of you who are just watching this, I hope that you enjoyed it as well. I hope that he receives what I had to say. And despite my technical difficulties, I hope it made sense. So I can only say I'm human in this. I thank you guys so much for watching, for listening, for subscribing. And until next time, I am Leo Brown, and I will talk with you very soon. Have a great, great evening, and talk to you then. Bye-bye.